Hey guys, so this video is going to be a little bit different. Different environment. I'm actually in Norway, in the mountains, Nikki in Norway, and I wanted to do a quick video talking about the financial planning industry and how financial planning is changing as new generations are coming into it. So basically, financial planning has been pretty inaccessible to anybody but the wealthy, and a lot of that is changing because we're starting to see a lot of fee-based planners. So basically, instead of paying a percentage of your assets as the wealthy, would be charged, you're basically charged a flat fee for a financial plan to be made for you so that you know what to do. And what's happening that is kind of interesting is we're seeing millennial financial planners coming into the mix now, me being one of them actually. And millennial financial planners have a much different perspective and point of view than older generations. We may be renting for longer periods. We may want to explore the world more. So we may not be ready to settle down. And we may not think that buying a house is the best thing. And, the older generation would say, that's a terrible mistake. Really, what it comes down to is we're paying for the convenience and the flexibility of being able to be on the go and on the move. I mean, I don't own a home, and I have been traveling the world for years now. It's been actually something that my husband and I put into our life. Like we make it a priority. It's what we want to be doing right now because we don't have kids. We're very focused on our careers. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. We've run the numbers. It doesn't make a lot of financial sense for us actually to buy a house. There are a lot of different factors that go into it, and you're not wrong if you don't own a home. It's okay. But the newer generation of planners is more accepting and understanding of that. They get it. There are many situations where buying a house makes more financial sense if you plan to stay where you're going to be living for a while, at least 5 years or more. Depends on your property taxes, how high are they? How does that compare to the rent prices? How often do you think you're going to be moving? There are a lot of factors to consider when you're buying a home. Maintenance, all of that. And so it's obviously owning a home and having that as an asset can be very beneficial, especially if you plan to live in it for a really, really long time and you will have a paid off mortgage in retirement. That's the goal, right? But just because you aren't doing that right now, it doesn't mean hiking. I'm out of breath. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. So it's all about making an educated choice and knowing what the pros and cons are, what the cost of renting versus the cost of owning is. Millennials do care more about traveling than previous generations, it seems. We're traveling more, we're open to going from city to city, and sometimes owning a house can be more of a prison than of something that is flexible and easy to navigate through. You're stuck with that mortgage. If you don't rent your house out when you leave, or if you can't sell it, you're holding the bag. You're paying that mortgage still. It doesn't matter, if you're on your way to another job opportunity, or if you decide to go travel the world for a year, it doesn't matter. So that's something that there's an opportunity cost that you have to think about in that case. And the other thing is, we don't like to deprive ourselves of what we want. We enjoy, pampering ourselves with pedicures and going shopping and buying what we want if we can afford it, and going on trips. And we aren't the generation of deprivation. We give ourselves what we want if we feel we deserve it and we can afford it. If you can't afford it, that's a different story. But as long as you're still contributing to the other aspects of your life that are important, saving, investing, making sure you have an emergency fund, things like that, if you're still doing all of those things and you're earning income and you're growing your income over the years, then it's okay. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise.